Do you want to know how to make a quick hybrid? Stay for a few minutes and I'll show you how it's done. At this stage, all of your tooth libraries have been set up. First of all, we'd like to get rid of the top apex. This is easily done by going into edit mode and transparent mode. Let me show you how to do this. So tab edit mode, go to the transparent, use the C key for circular select on your keyboard, brush all of these vertices, right click and then X delete vertices. We are now left with hollow teeth. The next stage is a lot of fun. Let me show you how to do it. Go to the wax up module, select your two front teeth, go to the gum menu and then rotate the scene so that it extrudes away from you. We want to shoot this gum into that model. Then just simply click create gum top view and that will then extrude it into the model exactly away from you. How cool is that? I'm going to do the same with the other teeth. Okay, now we want to join all of these individual pieces of gum and we want to make it one object. So click on the join and then remesh, voxel remesh this into one solid object. I'm going to put 0.15 to make it less dense and then apply it. We now have one object. Now you may ask what's next. Well, we have to manipulate this gum tissue. Click on edit. This makes it super easy. The proportional editing is on. With the mouse wheel we can change the proportional editing and notice how the tissue sticks to the underlying model. The objective is to make sure not to have a ridge lap, to make it as hygienic as possible, and also to cover certain implant abutments. So here we go. I'm going to do this for all of the other teeth. It is important to know when to use the snap magnet and when not to use it. Here I just want to grab the mesh a little bit in a better location. Let us not forget the interproximal spaces. We don't want to end up with open gaps between the teeth. Again, make sure that you take the magnet tool off and then move the mesh into a better location. When you're done, click on the object mode and this will then complete the editing of the gum. Let us sculpt. Well, now we'd like to smooth it. Spend a little bit of time on this as this makes a big difference to the final outcome. Okay, let's fast forward. The teeth and the tissue have to be unified. This is the obvious next step. I'm going to select all of the teeth and we're first going to separate those teeth. So click on the separate object. This is important because the following step is going to unify. Go to the Edit, Ball Tools, and then I'm going to go into transparent mode to show you what this looks like. Click on Union. The unification process takes a while, and then once it's completed, you will be left with one object. And here we can actually see how these objects have unified into one. You'll notice the interproximal will have like a small little ring interproximately. Next, select the gum tissue and unify this again. Obviously, after that, we'd like to cut the tissue. How do we do this, you may ask? Well, this object can be cut in many different ways. One way, for example, I'm going to go to the bottom of the Wax Up module. This is my object that's being cut, and then I'm going to select my object, my model as the object making the cut, and we're going to apply this. Of course, now that it's been trimmed, we need to smooth the tissue surface. I'm going to hide the model, H to hide it, and then we're going to smooth it. So click on the smoothing. One of the most important steps is to make sure the occlusion is correct. We do this with the articulator module. So go to the menu of the articulator module and then auto set up all the condyles and animation. So this is very cool. Now when I click on the animation, the skull is animated. However, my lower jaw is not yet, so I'm going to link it to the animation. Here we go. This is fantastic. Look at that. So cool. But we need to set the constraints. I'm going to edit the protrusive, and then by clicking a few little buttons we can then set the jaw back a little bit, and we can open and close it. So this is very easy to do by using the little icons that are provided. So back and forward and open and close. Very, very simple. And then apply the keyframe to finish it. So again, I'm going to fast forward this and set the constraints for all of my other movements. Excellent. Now that I've got my constraints, it's time to cut the occlusion. Name it your object being cut, and the lower one becomes the object that's going to be making the cut. The important thing to know here is the object making the cut is going to have a slight offset, so you can adjust that offset depending on your previous history, whether the occlusion is tight or not. And then we're going to hit that magic button. This is going to then perform a whole number of Boolean operations to cut according to the animation. I'm going to delete the object that's making the cut. I'm going to delete the articulator. I no longer need it. I'm going to hide the antagonist by using the H key, and then I'm going to smooth the cut surface. Go to the implant crown menu, click on the smooth option, and we're going to smooth that down a little bit. This part I always enjoy. We're going to go and choose these implant abutment interfaces and create the necessary assemblies to make this whole thing work. I love this next part. I'm going to rotate the view so that you can have a good look how this is being done. I'm going to click the magic button, generate implant fixture, and watch it unfold. It's just super amazing. Wow, how cool is that? A bit of a zoom in to check this out. This is just so cool. Alright, I'm going to give it a bit of a smooth down. The grey area is a mask protection, which means that we cannot injure or hurt this mesh geometry. Yes, now of course we've got to make screw holes going through these. In transparent mode we can quite easily move these cylinders up to where they should make their hole. Scale them out accordingly that your screw is going to fit through this hole when it's done. This is another part I love doing. Hit that button to make the screw holes. Now, important to note that in B4D we are left with a support edge margin around these holes without doing anything to it. And this is the final outcome. Just incredible. I love it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and goodbye.